Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and this new video. Today we're finally on the road, no longer in the garage with her. My new Multistrada V4 RS finally registered and insured here in Italy, ready to be put to the test. Will it be better than the S1000XR? Will it be a worthy replacement? Well, we'll find out in today's video. Intro and let's get started. Music. Guys, finally, let me say it, finally. But these aren't the first kilometers I've done with her. I have to be honest, sincere with you. I've already done some tests. I've seen a bit how the bike responds. In short, I've gotten a bit familiar with it, guys, but I haven't done anything special with it. Yes and no, I think about 150, 200 kilometers. But today is the first real ride I'm taking with her, without Pamela on the back. Today's destination is Tagliacozzo, so the wild ride should be more or less guaranteed. Why do I say more or less? Because since it's December, the temperatures might not be exactly ideal. And the roads in the area might be a bit salted. Let's say we're with some friends. This one in front of us, for those who remember, is the Street Fighter Milfona, which we tested a few years ago. In front we have the Twin, then David with the Tracer, and behind me we have a CBR 600 race replica, an S1000 race replica, and a BMW touring bike, which is kind of the odd one out in the group, if you will. As usual, guys, if you're interested in joining these open rides, let's say even you subscribers, I'll leave the Telegram link down below in the description, so you can go, click, join the group, and meanwhile make new friends. Maybe, I don't know, you often write to me saying that you're alone, you've recently moved, or you just don't have a group of motorcyclist friends. Well, the group on Telegram is also for this. And then, when I organize motorcycle rides, you'll find all the information there about the meeting point, the route, and so on. But let's start getting into the heart of this test, which will be a bit skewed, if you will, because of the worn out and almost finished tires I have on. First impressions remain positive. One thing that immediately caught my eye after the first few meters is the imposing presence of this Multistrada. It's really big. Big in the tank area, not so much around the legs, because compared to the XR, our position is just a bit more open. But with your legs, the area near the tank cap, you can really feel it. The bike itself, however, keeps a very low center of gravity, so it's very easy to handle, and the wind protection is pretty good. Right now, I've replaced the windshield with the Ducati Performance one, which the previous owner gave me when I bought it. And that's about it. Lowered like this, I have to say that not much wind hits the helmet anymore. Now, as you can see, also the cockpit is still being set up. The position of the phone here, although good, bothers me because obviously it's an area subject to a lot of vibrations. And so I think I'll move it again. My quad lock here on the handlebar. Then I have to figure out how, if I'll use the classic clamp or if I'll use the riser screw as a support. One thing though that I found quite useful but useless at the same time is the little phone drawer, Raga. I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and with the quad lock case it doesn't fit in the drawer though. Despite everything, I use it as a regular storage drawer. So maybe what do I know by putting things in? The Telepass or the USB adapter for the Deutsches Institut für Normung port up front near the screen is perfect. Unlike the XR, in fact, the Telepass works if you put it in here. I don't know why, especially since the XR had it up front. So theoretically, it should have been even better. For the signal reception at the toll booth antenna though, no, every time I had to open it and take it out, so at least in that regard, it didn't go badly. Speaking of motore boys, what I can tell you is about the torque. We're worse off. Because this V4 delivers power over a wider rev range compared to the XR, but then when I go over 7,000 on this V4, we're really at the top. I mean, it has a tremendous pull. And this thing here, if I can be honest with you, it's not that I mind, actually, and why am I telling you this? Because when I'm in the city or anyway at low revs, having the snappiness of the torque at low revs doesn't really excite me on a bike like this. On the contrary, it's different on a naked bike. I actually like the torque, and like right now, for example, I'm in 5th gear at 4,000 revs. The bike isn't twitchy, it's not jerky. I'm at a relaxed cruising speed for the stretch of road I'm on, and I'm balanced, I'm chilling, it's perfect. The difference in torque, however, isn't noticeable only with the XR. But for those who, like me, have also had the chance to ride the Multistrada V4 or the V4, PIKES Peak, even that other engine, while still being a V4 delivers a different torque, in fact, on the Gran Turismo, or anyway on the Pikes Peak. We find a torque that's about 1.5 kilos higher at low revs. And then obviously we end up losing everything we had below and above. Unlike this one. Wow, when you grab the throttle, it screams. Above 8,000 revs, the engine sounds really aggressive. Oh my. Guys, the stability in the corners is devastating. We're riding with Öhlins on board. Fully electronic, oh my. The engine, when you keep the revs up, is always ready. That's exactly where it wants to be. Guys, unpopular take, but do those adventure motorcyclists who always ride around with 18,000 bags make you laugh too? Sad suitcases. I mean, what do you need them for? You're just in Tagliacozzo. I mean, I don't get what could be so important and useful inside those little bags. No, I get it. Of course, having the top case is fine, but having the side cases like this guy here in front of me, no offense to him. I'm only using him as an example since he came to mind and he's right here. But what's in there? What is it? The repair kit, the pump, the manuals, the documents, what? Rations too. Are you going to Cambodia? I don't know. It makes me laugh. Honestly, just a tank bag and that's it. Everything is handy, like an empty your pockets tray. No. I get stiff. When I go over 8, I get stiff. I really like it, and believe me, I can't wait to hear it with a nice full exhaust. Properly, because in my opinion, it's going to give us some real joy. It should really rip, guys. Woohoo! Oh my, guys, it's sleek, agile, huh? Right, left. Beautiful, stable, exactly what you expect from a 38,000 euro bike. It handles really well. When we got to the roundabout, they called us from below and told us that one of our guys had a pretty bad fall, probably because of the wet ground. From what I understood, he must have fallen on a hairpin turn, so maybe at low speed. Let's hope he didn't get hurt. On the way out, you can see he gave it too much gas, probably with a cold tire, and he went wide. Damn, he lost some fluid, coolant. At least it's not oil. See? I told you it was leaking. We tried to get going again, guys, but obviously the bike is leaking. Turn it off or you'll ruin the engine. You're leaking a lot of fluid. Get off and back up. Slowly up to that open area, then we start again. Obviously the group got separated. Of course the S1000RR was no longer running, so the owner decided to go back home, accompanied by a friend to get a car and trailer and then take it back home. We continue our ride towards Tagliacozzo. The important thing anyway is that he didn't get hurt. He was complaining a little about pain in his arm. In the end though, well, he's standing. He definitely got a few bruises, but the important thing is that he's standing. There it is, a perfect wheelie as usual. It always ends up going the wrong way when Davide does them. Let's get back to us anyway and keep talking about the pros and cons of this Multistrada V4 RS. Going back to talking about the electronics. On board we really have a lot of electronics, a lot of controls. Dynamic traction control, ABS, wheelie control. But there's also a really cool thing, which is the first time I've tried it on a bike, the radar. Guys, it's awesome. Maybe I'll bring you a dedicated reel on my Instagram page, frecciaverde.19. I realize this technology has been on bikes for years now. It was introduced after being tested and approved in the whole four-wheel world. But trying it out and having it available on your own bike is not bad at all. In fact, if I set a cruise control automatically without doing anything, the bike, besides adjusting its own speed, can also slow down automatically. Depending on the vehicle in front of us, thanks to the help of the radar, we also have blind spot detection on the right and left mirrors. It's something that, until you have it, you don't know how useful it can be or if it's totally useless. We agree when it comes to sporty driving on the track, especially where we could even throw the mirrors away, but in urban driving, especially in a city like Rome, a small LED, just like in a car, that signals if someone is in your blind spot is actually pretty good. Unlike active cruise control, this really isn't essential for driving, to be honest. It's something extra that's definitely nice to have, a game changer, but the real game changer is definitely the active cruise control. And since I got this bike, yes, I got it as an all-rounder, but specifically to take part in the tours organized with FV11. It makes a difference because we often find ourselves riding straight for several kilometers. And having, in addition to the classic cruise control, the fact that it's adaptive is not bad at all. Among the various things I'm testing, guys, there's also the matter of fuel consumption. I don't know if I'll be able to give you an answer within this video. We'll see later. I'm trying to calculate an average range. Since I reset trip 1 at the last refueling, right now I've covered 130 kilometers with a €25 fill-up, €25-30 fill-up. The bike tells me I still have 150 left available. We have about half a tank left. Let's see if I can reach around 280 with a bit of mixed riding. I would be happy. Oh my, the CLIP. I don't want to push too hard in the corners since, as I said, the tires are limited. But above all, as you can see, there are wet patches and especially a lot of salt on the ground. How beautiful! You set them up and it copies them. Oh my goodness! 4th and 5th gear, porca troa. This engine finally has a nice 7th gear, porca miseria. Yeah, it's damp, and it's 7 degrees, so I'm not saying there's a risk of drying out. But keeping it on the road isn't that easy. Oh yeah, eh? Even the braking system, guys, is absolutely not bad, right? Of course, there's always room for improvement, right? And a word to the wise is enough. The samba. We were going down with the new bike, I think. I can't keep up anymore, huh? I felt the tire for a moment. It told me, well, but the one in front is going right. So if you can control the rear even a little, if you were to lose grip at the front, I can guarantee you that when you lose it, there's no electronic control that can save you. What a show, damn, it revs up so well, but above all, the way it leans into the corners. Guys, it's like a scalpel, it's super reliable, so, excuse me, huh? Well, at first I had a range of 150 kilometers here at the start of the pass, now I have a range of 78. But I've actually only driven a few more kilometers, like about 13, yeah, guys. There's clearly a hole in the tank. I can't figure it out, otherwise how is it possible, guys, to make videos, friends? We did Burma birdies. It goes up on the front and back. We pushed it. It's not like we held back, but now the bike is like a baked potato full of salt. Lunch break is over. We had a nice big sandwich at the grocery store. Here in Tagliacozzo, we're ready to get back on the road toward home. On one hand, I was a bit sorry I couldn't show you properly. At its full potential, the new Multi V4Rs. On the other hand, though, I know we're going to have a lot of fun with her, so we just need to be patient and wait for the start of the 2026 season. I would say that's all for this video, as usual. If you liked it, support me by clicking the red subscribe button on the channel and then activate the bell to stay updated on future releases. As usual, if you want, leave a like and a comment below. That's all from Nicolo Frecciaverdi. Take care, stay safe, and keep the throttle open. Bye, guys.